Hello everyone, Oz here from Fantastic Forum, bringing you another Loot Crate unboxing of a Fallout box. Spring 2021, I think. Still smaller than what they used to be, but this was a little bit heavier than the last one. If you watched the last video of the last opening, there's a Build-A-Figure that we're working on. I'm expecting 2 more pieces, maybe a couple arms, maybe a couple legs. Maybe the torso, although I think the torso will come in last. So, you know, let's open this up and see what we got.
Okay, here we are again with a tiny little box. Just a little bit of tape on it. Go ahead and slit that open and let's have a look inside. See what goodies we got this time. Alright, fully packed in, but it's smaller, so I expect that. Let's take a look at the t-shirt first since it's right on top. Wow, this is a cool shirt. Look at that. Power armor, schematics. Really like that. That's actually really cool. Can't wait to wear that. And some kind of, I think it's a flask made out of plastic. I mean, it's labeled Nuka Shine, so something to put your drink in. Not sure how much this holds. It looks pretty good size though. We'll see. I'll fill it up and test it out. All right, next up is the Build-A-Figure, the torso, according to this. Yep, one more piece of the puzzle. Let's just see what this looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a giant green turd with some spaces to plug stuff into it. I know what it is because I'm expecting it and I got the other pieces before, but can you imagine this being your first box and you get this thing? Wow. All right, next up is the little statue. Just like they all come with shirts, they all come with statues. And they usually advertise the statue and not the shirt, which is something I never understood. Some of these shirts are way better than some of these little plastic statues. Let's go ahead and set this up. All right, here's your little Robo Brain statue. This is a cool statue. I kind of like it. Pretty good detail. I like the way they did a little brain sticking out there. Where it's not just painted, it's actually, like, it looks like there's actually a little plastic brain in there, but still a little brain. Next up we have a little recipe book. Yeah, it looks functional. I thought this would just be like a blank notebook with some lines in it, but looks like there's some spaces to actually write down some recipes, take some notes. This might be something that could get used. And the little pin, still going with that gold and black design, which I really like. Shows off a lot of details. I don't need to spend too much time on that. And well, that's it. Okay, there you go. Okay, and there it is, the entire collection of what came in this box. A shirt, a green turd, the Robo Brain statue, made out of little plastic flask, a recipe book, and the pin.
Okay, so that's it for this box, and I gotta say, this little Robo Brain figure is probably one of my more favorite ones. I like the way this looks. Now this thing holds about 16 ounces of liquid, and it held it pretty well when I filled it. I filled it with water, but Nuka Shine, so I don't know, maybe need to put in some moonshine, and it held it. It didn't spill. I kind of like squished it around and shook it pretty good. And yeah, it did its job, but it feels so flimsy that I don't know how many uses I'd get out of this, to be honest. But it's a nice little novelty. I think it'll get some use, if not much. We'll see how many times it gets used before it just falls apart. I'm guessing somewhere in these seams up here is where we're gonna start to spill at some point. The Build-A-Figure continues. He's a nice little tadpole. I'm kind of hoping the next box comes with the legs. so I can at least, you know, put him up where he's going to be displayed, just waiting for the arms to pop out. Otherwise it just, you know, sits there. Which brings me to another question. If I hadn't gotten the last box, then all I would have got was the torso, and it would have been kind of weird to have just this little green turd looking thing sitting there. And I'm wondering if they're gonna sell the other parts at some point, because if this was your first box, then you wouldn't have the head and tail, and when by the time your subscription ended, you'd have a headless, tailless Deathclaw. And same thing for the next box. I mean, there might be somebody who just has a couple arms and a couple legs. So that's kind of one of my issues with these Build-A-Figures. Is it's not like the normal Build-A-Figures where you can go out and look for the corresponding toy that has the parts that you need and build it in complete. This is a subscription box. So unless they put up the other parts for sale or offer them at a discount or something like that, there's some people that are going to be screwed over. So we'll see how that goes. And now, if you watched the last video I made, I complained a little bit about the size of the boxes. They're making them smaller, and I said I would give them some leeway because 2020 was a rough year, and I didn't expect them to be able to get the kind of quality of items that I would normally expect for the price. And then between then and now, they put out a notice that they're increasing the price of the boxes too. So already the only real good, like the real good reason to get these is a t-shirt. That's the best thing in these boxes. Sometimes the shirts aren't that great, but I'll give them a good 80-90% of the time they're good. I might get a bad one every now and then, but it's not that often. And that's really it. I did talk about I like this guy. I'll admit that, but I could do without some of the other ones that I've gotten. So I wasn't seeing the value already in these boxes, and raising the price, it's not gonna affect me too much because I already prepaid, so I have several boxes coming at the regular price. But if you're watching this because you're wondering if you should start getting these, I think you might be better off just, you know, going on eBay to get the shirts, because that's the best part. Maybe this Deathclaw, because I think this Deathclaw will be kind of nice when it's done. I think if you can find the full thing on eBay once it's completed, that might be a purchase. But you'll save money because they're increasing the price and the value just isn't there. I was barely seeing it before, and now with the price increase and kind of decrease in quality, I don't think it's there. I'm not seeing it, Loot Crate. But I got a bunch of boxes coming, and we'll see if they get better. Like I said, I'm gonna give them a little bit of leeway. They're still I'm still getting boxes from that they put together in 2020. Rough year for all of us. So we'll see if they get better. Maybe as the price increases, the quality will too. That's not something that happens very often. I could be wrong. So we'll find out together. Until the next one, remember, we stream live every Wednesday afternoon, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Talk about comics, movies, and just kind of mess around. Join us in chat. Let us know what you think. Catch you in the next one.